What is up, guys, and welcome back to another day here at Whitley Auto Works. Today I'm doing another awesome spray out with the Wagner 4300. That's that gravity fed electric spray gun model that I've been using. I did an automotive spray out with it, so you guys obviously were asking for a Rustoleum paint job spray out with it, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I got a fender prepped up right here behind me, and we're going to mix up a custom Rustoleum base color, and then we're going to shoot some clear over it and everything else, and just see if we can create a really cool Rustoleum pearl paint job using the Wagner 4300 gravity fed electric spray gun. So let's get to mixing. Alright guys, so to start off with this project, we're using Rustoleum enamel, professional enamel like you get at Lowe's, nothing fancy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine it with Rustoleum aluminum, guys. And we're going to make kind of a cool, like gunmetal-y, I don't know, just a metallic Rustoleum color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you guys in close, and we're going to do a kind of an even mix with this and see if we can't get a really cool tone color. And then we're going to spray it out with that Wagner. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so what I've done is I've went ahead and mixed gloss black and aluminum half and half right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them both together and see if we can't create a really cool metallic color. So I'm going to add the black into the aluminum. And I don't know what kind of color this is going to give us, but I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of experiment and see where this goes today. So, alright. So now let's transfer this black mix back into the other cup. And like I said, I'm just using Rustoleum gloss black and Rustoleum aluminum, nothing fancy. And this is the color we're getting right now. Kind of a metallic-y gunmetal color. So that's what happens when you do a 50-50 mix of Rustoleum and aluminum. So, alright, and now for thinning this out purposes, I'm going to use acetone. And let's see, about total in the mix right now, I have roughly 10 ounces. So I'm going to do a 2-to-1. So that means 5 more ounces of acetone. And it's nothing fancy, just clean strip acetone, guys. It's mid-70s right now, so I'm trying to get the spray out done while it's halfway decent. So I'm going to mix that up really good. And I'm going to add a splash of hardener into it, guys. This is Tough Coat hardener right here. So just so it hardens up good like a single stage paint job. And you can get this stuff at Napa, or you can get it, you can also get like the Magic brand, stuff like that at Harbor Freight. So just doing a splash of it because it ain't going to take much. Because, like I said, this is just a cup. And we're just doing a fender today. So I'm going to mix this up real good. Let's see, let me show you guys the color real quick. So that's the color we're getting. Pretty interesting. Almost like a gunmetal smooth metallic color. So I think this is going to be interesting. So let's load up that Wagner gun and let's get to spraying. Alright guys, so I got my Wagner gun here loaded up with this crazy Rustoleum mix. And we're just going to do consistent coats till we get good even coverage. And then we'll move over into doing a little bit of a clear coat. So I'm going to plug everything up and let's get to spraying. Alright guys, so that's a good little place you can set everything between coats. Alright, so as far as my first coat goes, it is looking a little blotchy. This is metallics and it's like a straight aluminum paint job almost. A little bit darker. What I'll do is probably just dial the trigger back first and just see if I can't do more of a drop coat where you just kind of fog it so I can get the metallics to lay out better. That way I don't have all this modeling. So, alright, I'm going to let this tack up really good and then we'll hit it with another coat. Alright guys, so I've been letting this tack up for about 10-15 minutes now. When you're getting modeling like this, usually it's because you put it on too heavy too quickly, or the metallics just aren't really doing what they're supposed to as far as laying out in a wet bed. So what I like to do is, typically I like to widen up my fan pattern when I'm using an actual HVLP gun, but with this one, when I'm going to do a drop coat, because this thing has really good atomization right out the gate once you get it set up with the pressure on the actual turbine. So I'm going to do that real quick. That's what I've done. I've just turn this trigger back a little bit more so I have a little bit less trigger, so it's throwing out a little bit less material. And I'm going to just try and get these metallics to lay out really good for this coat. And yeah, I think we'll be good at that point to move on to some clear coat. So, all right, let's keep going. Alright guys, so see how that modeling is kind of minimized a little bit. You still see a little bit up top, so I'll probably do one more dust coat of it. But that's kind of one of the ways you get rid of modeling, guys, with paint jobs and stuff like that. So I'm gonna let this set up another 10-15 minutes, and we'll do one more dust coat. Alright guys, so I think that looks pretty good. It's going to set up for a few minutes. I'm loving the pattern it's putting out, guys. I mean, compared to some of the other guns, especially electric guns, this thing right here puts out a great pattern. So it's really user friendly, and it's about as close to an actual HVLP compressor driven gun as you're going to get. So we'll let this tack up and let's mix up some clear. Alright guys, so now it's time to add a little bit of clear coat. I will be using the Finish One FC 720 today, guys. It mixes 4-to-1, 4 parts clear, 1 part medium activator. It is about 75, almost 80 now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, let's see, 6 ounces of clear into the mix. Well, I have plenty of clear. And I'm going to do 1.5 ounces of hardener. And that'll get me really, really close. And I'm going to mix this up really good. Let's load up the Wagner gun and we'll get to spraying. Alright guys, so I got my Finish One clear mixed up right here. Let's reassemble the gun and let's get to spraying. I'm going to do consistent coats till we get good even gloss out of this thing, and then we'll take out the sun and see the final results. Alright guys, so the more I get used to it, the more this Wagner gun continues to impress me. I mean, as far as laying stuff out with hardly no orange peel or anything like that, guys, I mean, it don't get much better than that. It laid out perfectly. All in all, I can't really complain. Now, keep in mind, this is a Rustoleum paint job. This is no automotive base coat clear. This is Rustoleum and clear. So, what do you guys think? Alright guys, so today we decided to see if we could do a Rustoleum paint job using this Wagner 4300 gravity-fed electric spray gun. And I think it turned out pretty good. I know I'm going to have a lot of questions in the comments about my mix ratios and stuff like that. As far as orange peel and stuff like that, guys, it really didn't have any. Everything was, really good. It laid out pretty perfectly with this gun today. I was able to really dial it in after much practice and get great results. So as far as my mix ratios and stuff like that goes for the Rustoleum today, you saw I did half and half aluminum and gloss black, and my mix ratios were 2 to 1, guys. 2 parts paint, 1 part acetone. If you get above 90 degrees, then you'll want to switch over to mineral spirits because it's a little bit milder solvent and it'll allow the paint to flow out better. But, for purposes of this, it was about 75 degrees opposed to 95 or 100, which I've been spraying in here lately, which has been absolutely brutal. So, and I was able to get much better results because I was painting in more ideal temperatures. And that's just kind of how it goes. And your reducers, your hardeners, stuff like that greatly affect how your outcome goes as well because it allows your paint to flow out. So 2 to 1 mix on the paint today for the Rustoleum, guys. 2 parts paint, 1 part acetone, and just a splash of hardener. That little pint you saw goes for a whole gallon of paint, guys. So you don't need a lot of hardener. About 10% of your overall cup mix will get you by. And yeah, as far as coat times go, about 10 to 15 minutes between coats, about 20 minutes between base and clear, and you just want to go off attack. I know a lot of people are always asking me about, how long between coats, how long? It varies by temperature, guys. You go off attack. Find like a part like this right here and touch it, and if it's tacky to touch, but you're not pulling off paint or material on your finger, it's just, it's not sticky or whatever, then you're ready to go for your next coat of base or clear or whatever else. As far as the coats go, I put a heavy first coat of base on it, guys, and then I realized it was getting a little bit of modeling in it, which is where you just overloaded the metallics. So I dialed the trigger back a little bit to give more of a fog pattern, so a little bit less paint, a little more air, and I did drop coats where you just kind of go over it and fog it to get the metallics to spread out more and lay down. And I did 2 coats like that, and then I let it sit for about 20 minutes. After that, I did the clear coat. The first coat of clear, I did a fog coat, just the same way as I did the drop coats. Then I dialed it in a little bit more, gave myself a little bit more material, a little bit more fluid, and did a second medium coat 10 minutes later. And then after that, I gave myself a little bit more fluid about 15 minutes later, and I dialed it and did that third coat you saw where I walked it all the way down and back up. And these are the results I got, guys. Very happy with it, and yeah, it ain't up to me though, guys. It's up to you guys. Rate it 1 through 5, 1 through 10. Let me know what you thought of today's spray out in general. I know it was a milder color, but I've had a lot of people asking for more simple spray outs because I'm always doing crazy color shifts or candies or whatever else. So I want to do a little bit of something for everybody, but it's YouTube. I know I can't always make everybody happy, but I do my best, guys. And if you made this far in the video today, you like these crazy spray outs, you like what I'm doing, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. I think we're like an 80% watch rate of people that don't subscribe, but it helps me out tremendously with the channel, guys. You just have no idea, and I appreciate and I feel very blessed to have each and every one of you guys continue to watch these videos. Many more spray outs, paint jobs, tutorials, a little bit of everything to come, guys, and you're not going to want to miss it. So ring the bell notification beside it. That way you'll get notified every time a new episode drops. And as always, it helps me with the algorithm, so please leave a like and comment before you click away. I had a lot of fun today with this, guys. This gun right here continues to impress me at the price point it's at and everything else. It is a little high compared to some of the other electric models, but I mean, this gun right here will put some of the air compressor guns to shame, honestly, especially the entry-level ones. It just has a really good fan pattern right out the gate, and then you can adjust it and really dial it in to get the best results. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. If you want to purchase any of these products, I have links in the description. The clear, stuff like that, it's in my Amazon store, as seen on YouTube. Click that link. It'll take you to my store. You can pick up everything there for the same price I get it. We will get a small kickback, but like I said, costs you nothing extra. You get the benefits of Prime and everything else they have to offer. I appreciate you for watching today, guys. Hope you have a great day. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.